terms of talking about the leadership in technology, the LIT projects, obviously you were involved in those projects. What was your experience of those, Martin?
Well, I was a mentor for a couple of projects in the southwest, and I've no doubt whatsoever that if both organisations hadn't had a LIT project, then they wouldn't have been able to take a sort of embryonic idea about how you might apply a bit of technology and push it through and try it. Yes. and smooth out all the wrinkles and make it something that was good for learners and learning. And I think it just gave the two, as I said, the two organisations I work with, it just gave them the opportunity to take some time out and waste some time in terms of normal job and actually try a technology and then mould it and then come back and do it again and just try and develop the quality that would actually impact on learners. And without it, it wouldn't happen. And I think one of the projects actually said that in their final report, that was the case. You have a good idea, but how do we actually spend the non-productive time taking that idea and moving it up to something that might be of interest to the sector? So
clearly your role was about giving them some peer support, getting them to implement the idea and assist with some of the advice around the technology as well, perhaps.
Yeah, and in their own way, both organisations were looking at engaging with remote learners. Yes. So, in the case of one organisation, it was learners in a county. In another organisation, it was about trying to reach really remote communities and give them a learning opportunity that they wouldn't have had if they hadn't had a LIT project or they hadn't had funding over time to do that kind of project. And so, it's actually broadened the offer for a lot of people that live in remote communities.
Fantastic. Yeah. And what do you think that the benefits were for organisations, for the providers themselves from that LIT intervention?
At the end, I think well, both the organisations that I can talk about both used the capital to actually take the project that they've developed over that 6 months and move it forward. And in the case of one, it was to buy the product that was the virtual classroom, and in the other, it was to buy some of the equipment that could make it happen. So, in their case, we've just done a virtual lesson observation. So, it's and a lesson was observed in the Isles of Scilly, in Cornwall.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So it's been really they have all moved forward along the lines of the project as it was developed over the 6 months.
And have you observed any sort of efficiency gains or cost savings as part of the intervention of the Leadership Technology Programme?
Yes, certainly the one saved money in terms of travel and time and venue, and the other saved money in importing tutors to teach. So the cost of importing them, including flights, was saved, and the offer was increased. How do you put a value on the offer? But the offer was increased. So yes, both organisations.
Thank you very much.